Believe me. 28 years old. Structural engineer. Life is a series of spreadsheets, load-bearing calculations, and precisely timed coffee breaks. Personality type, the guy who reads the terms and conditions. Saved up money for years, didn't buy a sports car, didn't travel to Bali to find myself. Bought a duplex in the suburbs. Nice place built in the 70s, good bones, brick exterior. Plan is simple, live in Unit A, rent out Unit B to cover the mortgage. Achieve financial freedom by 45, retire to a cabin, maybe take up whittling. Life is good, life is orderly. Enter Unit B tenants. Put out an ad looking for quiet, responsible professional. Get a dozen applications. Most are frat boys or people who think professional drummer counts as a steady income. Then she walks in. Let's call her Maya. 25-ish, messy bun that defies physics, oversized sweater that is 80% wool and 20% cookie crumbs. She's a freelance illustrator. Has a smile that could power a small city and the spatial awareness of a dizzy toddler. She drops her keys 3 times just walking to the front door. Trips on the threshold. I love it, it has such good energy, she beams, ignoring the bruise forming on her shin. I check her credit score. Surprisingly solid. Her references check out. My brain says she will be a maintenance nightmare. My gut says she seems nice. I sign the lease. But here is the kicker, the one small lie that starts it all. I don't tell her I'm the owners. I introduce myself as John from Unit A. Tell her the landlord is an old guy named Mr. Sterling, who lives in Florida and hates being bothered. Why? Because I don't want the power dynamic. I don't want her knocking on my door at 3 a.m. because a light bulb went out. I want to be the helpful neighbor, not the guy who takes her money. Mr. Sterling is pretty strict about the rules, I tell her, channeling my inner bureaucrat. But don't worry, I've lived here for years. I know how to handle him. She looks at me with wide, grateful eyes. Thanks, John, you're a lifesaver. I'm usually a walking disaster. Understatement of the century. Fast forward 2 weeks. Life in the duplex has changed. My quiet evenings of reading structural journals are replaced by the sounds of Unit B. Not loud music, nothing that obnoxious. Just thuds. Occasional crashes. And singing. She sings to her plants. Off-key Disney songs. Let it go, please don't die you stupid fern. I find myself smiling at the wall. Check myself immediately. Do not engage, stay professional. One Tuesday evening. Raining heavily. I'm home working on a bridge designs. Hear a frantic scratching at my front door. Open it. It's Maya, soaked to the bone, holding a cardboard box over her head like a pathetic umbrella. I locked myself out, she chatters, teeth clicking. And I think I left the oven on. Structural engineer brain goes into red alert. The ovens. I was drawing my clay figurines. Jesus Christ. I grab my spare key ring, the landlord set. Realize I can't use the master key in front of her or my cover is blown. Mr. Sterling gave me a spare key for emergencies, I lie smoothly. Stay here. I run into the rain, unlock her doors. Run inside. Kitchen is warm, smells like burnt earth. Turn off the oven. Figurines are safe if a bit toasted. She comes in behind me, dripping water on the hardwood floors. I wince internally at the moisture damage. Oh my God, thank you, she says, shivering. She looks like a wet golden retriever. You're freezing, I say. Come over to my place, I have tea and towels. But Mr. Sterling said no guests after 10 p.m. in the lease. I forgot I put that stupid clause in there. Mr. Sterling isn't here, I say, feeling rebellious against my own rules. Rebel, she grins. We sit in my living room. My apartment is beige, gray, and minimalist. Hers, from what I saw, is an explosion of color and fabrics. She's wrapped in my gray blanket, drinking peppermint tea. Your place is so tidy, she observes. It's efficient, I say. It's like a dentist's waiting room but cozy, she corrects. We talk for 3 hours. She tells me about her art, her chaotic family, how she once got stuck in a sweater. I tell her about bridges. She actually listens. So tension and compression are like the yin and yang of physics, she asks. Exactly. I've never found someone who made load distribution sound poetic. She leaves at midnight. Thanks, John, you're a good neighbor. Be careful with the door lock, it sticks, I say. I know I need to email Mr. Sterling about it. I'll mention it to him too. Next day, I replace her lock while she's out. Send her an email from Mr. Sterling saying, maintenance completed per request, MGMT asterisk. I am a genius of deception. Month 3. The dynamic is established. We are the us against the world and Mr. Sterling team. She complains to me about the landlord constantly. He sent another email about the recycling bins, she vents, leaning over the porch railing. I am currently pruning the hedges. Yeah, he's a stickler, I say, suppressing a cringe. She put non-recyclable plastic in the paper bin. I got fined by the city, I had to say something. He writes like a robot, she says. Does he have a soul? I think he just wants the property to stay nice, I defend weakly. You're too nice, John, you let him walk all over you. She hands me a muffin. Here, I made blueberry muffins. I dropped the batter on the floor, but the 5-second rule applies. I eat the muffin. It's delicious. Probably has floor dust in it. Don't care. The incident with the spider. 11 p.m. on a Saturday. I receive a text. SOS code red unit B asterisk. I rush over thinking gas leak or fire. She is standing on top of her kitchen island, holding a broom like a spear. Where is it? I ask, scanning for intruders. She points a trembling finger at the corner. A spider. Not even a wolf spider, a common house spider, maybe the size of a dime. It looked at me, John, it has malice in its eyes. I sigh, grab a glass and a piece of paper. Trap the spider. You are a hero, she whispers. I'm going to release it outside. No, drive it 3 towns over. I take it to the porch. Come back in. She's climbing down from the island. Slips on a tea towel. I catch her. Classic romance novel move. Hands on waist, her face inches from mine. She smells like vanilla and turpentine. My heart does a thing, a structural failure type thing, a flutter. She blinks, looking up at me. Reflexes, I say, voice cracking slightly. Good reflexes, she whispers. Then she steps back, face red. Do you want to watch a movie since you're here? Sure. We watch a documentary about penguins. She cries when the egg rolls away. I hand her tissues. I realize I am in deep trouble. I am falling for my tenant. And she hates my alter ego. The deception gets harder. Summer arrives. The AC in her unit breaks. It's a Sunday, Mr. Sterling me can't get a repair guy out until Tuesday. It's 95 degrees. I see her sitting on the porch, fanning herself with a sketchbook, looking miserable. I can't leave her like that. Hey, I call out, my AC is working, it's freezing in here. She comes over. We play board games. She cheats at Monopoly. Bank error in my favor is a legitimate strategy, she argues. You stole a $500 bill from the bank when I went to the bathroom. Prove it. God, she's cute. Later that night, while she's asleep on my couch, it was too hot to go back, I go outside. I open up the HVAC unit for Unit B. I'm not an HVAC tech, but I'm an engineer. Machines make sense to me. It's a blown capacitor. I have a spare in my workshop because I prepare for everything. I swap it out by flashlight. AC hums to life. I sneak back in. Next morning she wakes up. Whoa, did the AC turn on? Maybe Mr. Sterling fixed it remotely, I suggest. That cheapskate, no way, maybe I manifested it. Let's go with that. Autumn. Things are getting serious. Not officially, we haven't kissed. But we cook dinner together 4 nights a week. We have porch coffee every morning. She brings color into my life. I bought a rug that isn't gray, it's blue, a bold move for me. She noticed immediately, John, you're evolving. I fix her leaky faucet, I WD-40 her squeaky hinges, I help her carry heavy canvases. She thinks I'm the perfect neighbor. She thinks Mr. Sterling is a distant tyrant. I sent an email last week reminding her about the gutter cleaning schedule. She read it out loud to me, mocking Sterling's syntax. Please ensure all patio furniture is secured. God, he's such a fun sponge. He's just worried about wind damage, I said. Why do you defend him? Have you ever met him? Once or twice. Is he as pinched and uptight as he sounds? He's misunderstood. She looks at me softly. You always see the best in people, John, even invisible landlords. Guilt hits me like a freight train. I have to tell her. But not today. Today is good. The plot twist set up. A letter arrives. It's from the city zoning office. Addressed to owner of property. Usually I intercept these. I have a PO box for official stuff. But the mailman messed up and put it in her mailbox. She knocks on my door holding the envelope. John, this was in my box, it says owner. My heart stops. Oh, I'll take it, I forward stuff to Sterling sometimes. She hands it over, but she looks at it curiously. It feels heavy, hope Sterling isn't in trouble. I take it, sweat forming on my brow. Yeah, I'll handle it. I toss it on my counter. Crisis averted, or so I think. Thanksgiving. She doesn't go home because of a blizzard. I don't go to my parents because the roads are closed. Just us. We make a feast for two. Turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes, my recipe, precise measurements. Cranberry sauce, her recipe, chaotic dumping of berries. We drink wines. The fire is crackling, I cleaned the chimney last month. The mood is perfect. She looks beautiful in the firelight. John, she says softly. Yes. I'm really glad I moved here, even with the ghost of Mr. Sterling haunting us. Me too. She moves closer on the couch. I feel like we make a good team. We do. She leans in. I lean in. We kiss. It's better than the spreadsheets. It's better than a perfectly balanced cantilever bridge. It's chaotic and warm and perfect. We pull back breathless. Wow, she says. Wow, I agree. Then her phone buzzes. She glances at it. Frowns. It's an automated email from the rental portal. My blood runs cold. I forgot to turn off the auto notifications for the holiday. It says, rent increase notice for upcoming lease renewal. Her face drops. He's raising the rent now on Thanksgiving. It's probably a mistake, I stammer, automated system. I can't afford an increase, John. I'm barely scraping by with the freelance gigs. Tears well up in her eyes. I might have to move. The thought of her leaving makes me physically ill. I panic. You don't have to move, he won't raise it. How do you know he's a faceless corporation of a man? Because I'll talk to him. He doesn't listen. She's crying now. I finally felt at home here with you. That breaks me. I can't do this anymore. I take a deep breath. Maya, he won't raise the rent because there is no Mr. Sterling. The silence. The fire crackles. She looks at me, confusion knitting her brows. What? Mr. Sterling doesn't exist. I made him up. I gesture around the room. I own the duplex. I bought it 3 years ago. I'm the landlord. She stares at me. Process the information. Are you? Oh, yes. You sent the emails about the recycling. Oh, yes. You wrote the passive-aggressive note about the hallway clutter. It was a safety hazard, but yes. You pretended to be my friend while you were judging my credit score. No, I mean I checked the score before we were friends, but the friendship is real. I didn't want it to be weird. She stands up. She looks angry. No, not angry, hurt. So all those times I vented to you about the landlord, you were just sitting there laughing at me. Never laughing, just sweating a lot. You lied to me every day for a year. I wanted to treat you like a neighbor, not a tenant. Well, congratulations, she says, voice cold. Now you're just a liar. She walks out, slams the door. I sit there alone with the turkey carcass. I am an idiot. I am a lonely idiot engineer with a nice house and no soul. The Cold War. 2 weeks pass. She avoids me. She pays the rent, the old amount. She slips a check under my door. No more porch coffee. No more singing. It's silent in Unit B. I write her a letter, explain everything, apologize profusely. Slide it under her door. No response. I feel like I've lost a limb. I realize I don't care about the house, the quiet, or the order. I just want her chaos back. The climax. December 23rd. A massive ice storm hits. Power goes out. Trees are snapping like twigs. I'm sitting in the dark with a flashlight, miserable. I hear a crash from Unit B. A big one. I don't hesitate. I run out into the storm, pound on her door. Maya, are you okay? No answer. I use the master key, no point in hiding it now. Burst in. A tree branch has come through the back window. Glass everywhere. Snow blowing in. She's huddled in the corner of the kitchen, wrapped in blankets, safe but terrified. John, I'm here. I go into engineer modes. Assess the damage. Structural integrity of the window frame is compromised, but the wall is holding. We need to seal this now. I run back to my unit, grab plywood, plastic sheeting, a drill, and screws. I come back. The wind is howling. Hold the plastic, I yell over the wind. She grabs the sheeting. We work together. My hands are freezing, but I drill the plywood into place. Seal the edges with duct tape. The wind stops screaming, the room gets quiet. We are standing in the dark, lit only by my lantern. You're bleeding, she says. I look at my hand, nasty scratch from the glass. It's fine, structural integrity of the hand is 90%. She doesn't smile. She walks over to her first aid kit, which I gave her when she moved in. Takes out a bandage. Wraps my hand. Her hands are warm. I'm sorry, I say again. I'm so sorry, Maya, I was scared. I'm not good with people, I'm good with numbers. And I calculated that if you knew I was the landlord, the dynamic would fail. I was wrong. She finishes wrapping my hand. Keeps holding it. You are an idiot, she says softly. I know. A really big idiot. The biggest. The twist. She sighs, looking down at my hand. I knew. My brain halts, rebooting. What? She looks up, a small, mischievous smile playing on her lips. I knew you were the landlord since month 2. How? You left your tax documents on the kitchen counter the day I locked myself out. I saw owner, Jonathan Doe, right there. I stare at her. You knew, but the complaining, the Mr. Sterling jokes. She shrugs, blushing slightly. I was nervous too, you were so uptight and professional. I thought if I let you keep your little secret, you'd relax. You played me. I improvised, she defends. And then, it became a game, a fun game, us against the imaginary bad guy. It was easier to bond with you when we had a common enemy. So all the trash talking about Sterling. I was testing you to see if you'd ever crack, to see if you'd defend yourself. I defended him regarding the gutters. Barely. She steps closer. I was waiting for you to tell me, John. I wanted you to trust me enough to drop the act. I was going to. The rent increase notification was an accident. I figured Mr. Sterling might be a jerk, but John wouldn't do that to me. My head is spinning. The chaotic artist outsmarted the careful engineer. So I say slowly, you're not mad I lied. I'm mad you let it go on this long, and I'm mad you didn't tell me sooner so we could lower my rent. She grins, but she pauses. But you just ran into a blizzard to nail plywood over my window, so I guess you're a decent landlord. Best in the state. And a decent neighbor. I try. And she looks at my lips. And maybe a decent boyfriend if you apply for the position. I drop the drill. I'd like to submit an application. I'll have to check your references. They're solid. Ending. We sit on the floor of her kitchen, eating emergency rations, granola bars. The power comes back on an hour later. The furnace kicks in. So, she says, leaning her head on my shoulder. Does Mr. Sterling approve of intertenant relationships? Mr. Sterling has retired to Florida permanently, I say. Good, I never liked him. Me neither. We live in the duplex. I still live in Unit A, she's in Unit B for now. But the door between the units is usually unlocked. I handle the spreadsheets. She handles the decor. Life is not orderly anymore. There is paint on my rugs. There is flour in my keyboard. But the structure is sound. The foundation is solid. And I have never been happier.